Hello everybody and welcome to episode 3 of our amazing arena adventure. Now, since the last video, War of the Spark has released, which means that there are now 3 codes that we can type in to get our hands on some shiny new packs, which you see here. 3 Ravnica packs, 3 Allegiance packs, and 3 War of the Spark packs. For those that don't know, to redeem these codes, go to the store, redeem code, and play Ravnica. I think it's case sensitive, so it has to be capital play, capital Ravnica, play Allegiance, play Allegiance, and play Warspark. We'll unlock 3 delicious packs in every flavour. So, the plan for today is to open these packs and then begin upgrading our terrible decks, starting with the black one that I have badmouthed so much. So let's get into it and crack some Ravnica. Now, I'm not just going to look for the black cards, I'm going to look for anything that's going to be nice for upgrading all of our kind of naff decks. I mean, at this stage, is Deadly Visit good enough to make it into our deck? Maybe. Fresh-Faced Recruit is a nice aggressive card. Find Flower can certainly find its way into some green-white decks. And our rare, ooh, a very nice card. That can probably go in the black deck, just for the first half, for the Connive half. Or it could maybe even just splash a teensy little bit of blue in there, so we can use both halves. Next pack. Okay, District Guide is fine for green. Well, we have a discard spell now, so we can mess with people's hands. Barging Sergeant goes in a red deck, I suppose. And Knight of Autumn is another tasty Selesnya card. So we have the makings, the beginnings of a decent enough green-white deck. What else we got? At this stage, we might be putting Child of Knights into our black deck. That's the stage we're at, folks. Janky as you like. Guild Summit. We need a few more of those and some gates to make a real deck, but someone wants us to build Selesnya. We've just been handed 3 good green-white cards. But we're sticking to the plan. We're upgrading the black deck. That's the plan. But we are opening nothing good for it so far. Vizcopa Vampire. Yay? Come on, good black rare. A really not very good red rare. Probably good enough to make our naff decks, but not terribly impressive. Some sweet Azorius stuff. Big dumb green stompy thing. What's next? High Alert. I think we're a ways away from building a decent High Alert deck. Need a few more cards for that. Precious Wild cards. Now we like those. I'm very stingy when it comes to spending wild cards. You might not see me spending very many at all. So I'm warning you now, try not to be filled with rage when I'm complaining that, oh, this deck's terrible, why can't we get better results? And there's like 100 wildcards rotting away in the top of the screen here. Storm Strike's not bad. Debtor's Transport might be the kind of quality card we're putting into this deck. And Nikya is pretty good for Gruul. Twilight Panther. What do we got? These cards are respectable for blue decks. Rakdos, nice, our first mythic rare. Contemplating splashing a little teensy bit of red into this deck and going from there. Now then, my first ever War of the Spark pack that I've ever opened. I've never seen these cards before. Wildcard, know what that is? 2 bodies for 2 mana. You can do a lot worse than that. Plenty of white stuff. Our first Planeswalker, albeit a relatively tame, uncommon one. On the Mythic, search your collection for the one walker that you have that isn't really amazing. Well, what's next? Not doing too great for our black deck here. Storm the Citadel kind of looks like fun. Tybalt, of course. An absolutely spectacular walker, although to be fair, he'll go into our mono red deck nicely. Tithebreaker Giant is probably good enough for what we're trying today. And I'll be jamming that into the white deck. Sort of like Rally the Ancestors, or that card I'm thinking of. Makes X 1/1s at instant speed. Sort of like that, but really not. No, Rally the Ancestors is the one that pulls the creatures back from the graveyard, Michael. What are you talking about? If you want to build a super aggro black deck, we have Banehound, Dreadmalkin. Never seen you before, ever. 1/1 for 1 with Menace. Sacrifice a creature or Planeswalker, put 2 counters on it. Considering the quality of cards we're dealing with, that might make the deck. Roll reversal, exchange 2, I clicked too fast, but it certainly isn't for the deck we're building right now. So, Graveyard Bash. I'm going to start by taking out all the cards that I can't abide. And can we do a little better than a Walking Corpse? I sincerely like to think so. Never seen this card in my life. Target opponent discards the cards. May reveal a black card from among them. Diddly diddly dee. That actually seems quite tasty. You know, maybe this deck isn't as terrible as I remember. Can we live without a Meteor Golem? Because that's the thing, we've got like Diagraph Ghouls, which are like aggressive 1-drops if you want to get some early beatdowns on. But then we're also running big old 6 and 7 drops. The deck just kind of doesn't make an awful lot of sense. So, yes, like I said, taking out the less than spectacular cards. We'll start with those Diagraph Ghouls. They're just... This is sort of more of a mid-range deck by the looks of things. It's got some sort of make your opponent discard, some sort of card advantage stuff there. It's not an aggro deck that wants to be slamming the dumb fatties on turn 1. So we may, for now, keep the Meteor Golem and see how it plays out. So we're down to 55 cards. What else isn't spectacular? Yargle. Sorry, buddy. You're not the frog spirit that I want or need. And let's count how many actual zombies we have in this deck now. They're like half a zombie. And there's a couple zombies. That makes them zombies. Basically, I think we can do without the Death Barons. I think we're going to ditch them and see what we can actually replace them with. I think Duress is a respectable card in Best of 1. You know, we get knowledge of what's coming, we can shred away their best removal spell to protect a decent creature. Now, you can do a lot worse than a Skymarch Bloodletter in what is effectively limited, so stick those bad boys in. Oh boy, the choices we have. I mean, Tidebreaker seems expensive, but he's big and he replaces himself. And let's just jam some cards in. And a Vengeant Vampire. I'm surprised they didn't put him straight into the deck. He's good. And our Connive, is it worth it just for the front half? Gain control of target creature, power 2 or less. Should we splash a teensy bit of blue here? I think we should. Not you, Viscova Vampire. Not you. Anything really for us up this end? In the colourless cards? Nope, not really. I mean, these changes aren't final. I'm doing this pretty quickly, you may have noticed. I'm just trying to bang out the deck and record some games. Maybe I'll have another look at this deck off camera and take some time with it and make things a bit more perfect. But for now, I'm going to just fling some cards in, take some jank out. Let's see, the average, yikes, 3.7 is the average CMC, so we need them 25 lands. Should we maybe ditch the Golem just because it's, you know, casual 7-drop? Replace it with something a little further down the curve, maybe? Maybe the Child of Night, just... I mean, it's got lifelink on it, so it's surely better than Walking Corpse. I mean, our choices are pretty darn limited, so... and for a first pass, that'll do. Quick 5 minutes, taking out cards I don't like and basically jamming in ones that I think are fun. Should I add that little splash of blue mana? Yes, I probably should. Now, does Magic Arena give you demand guild gates and things? It does. How generous. So we can put in maybe like 2 of those to occasionally cast Concoct. And then let us crack on. Not with ranked. We will be playing like a teensy bit of ranked in the next 5 days so that you get an extra pack of cards for free. But by a teensy bit, I mean like 2 or 3 games and then just not touching it again till next season. To maybe get up to gold for a couple of packs. Graveyard Bash. Let's go. And as I predicted in my previous video, we're now pretty guaranteed to lose 5 straight matches. Pretty guaranteed. Calling it now. Like the new updated backgrounds that have come with War of the Spark. Looks like Bolas' Citadel there. 3 lands, 3 drops. Big things for later. I'll keep. And a shiny new board. Down with Bolas. Poke with the tower. Yay. What do you got, opponent? What do you got? Start a blue deck. Fine by me. Thankfully, by just putting in like 2 or 3 different cards, they haven't decided to pair us with top tier decks that are going to destroy us. Thankfully. Okay, maybe our start is a little slow here. 1 drop into 2 drop, and they're synergistic with each other. This could be the end. Could this be the end for Magic Mike? Maybe he shouldn't have put so many expensive cards in this deck. I just want to slam this Urgoros and start bashing you up the nose with it. But we might not get to that. Anything else on this board that we can... Where's the Scorpion? Where's like some kind of electric Scorpion that's absorbed someone's spark? Turned into a Scorpion Planeswalker. I love the art in that divination. Opponent just drew some cards. That's probably the best thing for us because it gives us time to... yeah, I think we can just choose targets, really. Didn't think so. Auto choose targets for obvious abilities. Always feels pretty sweet playing a Scholar of Stars with an artifact out, drawing a card. And always feels so bad playing it without an artifact. Opponent not being very aggressive here. I mean, I really don't want to block. Okay. We have a plan. Flash in a Hired Blade. And then jam a Vampire Sovereign. Apparently, I'm holding back the Bloodletter because apparently my opponent doesn't want to attack into it. So, okay, fine. Opponent's thinking. Bill 5/5. I'd like him to attack with everything so we can at least get him off blue creatures. doesn't want to attack at all. I'd quite like to have a look at what's going on in his hand, but probably just need to slam this sovereign and do what my opponent seems afraid to do and start attacking. Let's take the hit from this 5/5. Block the dorks. Try getting them off blue if we can. And if we don't draw land, peek at his hand. And hopefully mess up his schemes. With schemes of our own. Haha. Diamond man. Okay. Kind of get the impression our opponent is a newer player. Not very aggressive. Long time to make decisions. That's fine. Just means I'll feel bad if I win. Feel like a bully. Claustrophobia on the sovereign. Okay. Oh no, that means you read it wrong and thought he didn't tap the creature. Right? Now I feel really bad. Well, we're still not even ahead, we're still kind of losing, but our opponent's clearly sort of newer. He's afraid of us double blocking, and it's like, if you don't attack us, mate, you're not going to win the game. That's kind of how you win games of Magic. Well, no counter magic, just some big fugglies. Do we want to deadweight that? This deadweight would allow us to start getting through the air elemental. It's such a waste of mana. Oof. This is tricky. You straight up can't attack through it. This thing, I thought this thing had flying. I thought it was a vampire with flying. Okay. I think to win, we're going to have to keep bashing in the sky. And to do that, we're going to need to bring that air elemental down a peg or two. And we're going to need to like draw. Like a 4-drop or a land next turn. So our opponent's finally going to start getting aggressive. Yes, very much so. Very much so. Snap block on the 3/2. Do we have any 1-drops to get back? Nope. Just being stuck with 5 lands and all these 6-drops in hand. We did put 25 lands in this bad boy. And we didn't plan on drawing all the 6-drops. We just wanted some power. Okay. We might have to slow our wheels a little bit. That can still go on the air elemental, so we're winning the battle in the sky. We can take another hit from the 5/5 and chew up some attackers if he swings with everything. Another claustrophobia. No. Being stuck on 6 lands is really not helping us this game. Another enormous monstrosity. His creatures are just kind of bigger than ours. How am I doing? Sorry, there we go. I need like a murder here or something from these 5/5s. I don't even know what's going to help. Nothing, I think. I think it's all too late. Chump block with this thing. Still gain us back some life. There is a world where we win this match. Not sure it's a world I live in. Or you. We've given our opponent pause for thought, if nothing else. You're just going to stay back on defense for quite some time. Because with you around, we're effectively at 6 life. This could be a long game, folks. Should we hit that last card in our opponent's hand? Oof, this is quite tricky because we do need to start bashing some face if we want to ever win. But is there any real rush to do that? I think we can go Tidebreaker Giant here. Go down to 1. And for now, hang back. But next time, when we can get 3 blockers down to block most of his creatures, maybe we can start swinging. Lady Swamp. Would quite like to get that card out of his hand over there. We have 7 lands, so we can do 2 things here. Get that nasty card out of his hand. Just land 2 damage. Swing with the Sovereign in the skies. And honestly, in case of counterspell or something, I'm just going to slam this now. I mean, he knows it's in my hand, it's not a surprise. Aviation Pioneer is a nuisance. Block for a turn. Opponent's getting frisky with the 5/5s. So we will... Is chumping there worth it? Can then kill a creature. When he dies, he'll go into the full life. Then he'll definitely die. and destroy the 5/5. And these two will kill the other one. And we can gain back some life and drain them. Finally going to get these damnable 5/5s off the board. And go back up to a slightly healthier life total. I like having 2 Vampire Sovereigns. That basically makes me want to start swinging with flyers. In fact, with 2 Vampire Sovereigns in hand, we should just be able to slam one, then the other, and then win. So yeah, if our opponent had been considerably more aggressive this game, we would have lost. But they weren't, and it looks like we're going to get away with it. Let's got our stars, gains them some life, gets them a redraw. Pardon me. What is that final card? Whatever it is, it obviously requires an awful lot of thinking about. Feel like we've got that. That doesn't change anything. We still swing with the flyers, get in for 1, and then Vampire Sovereign. I'll play the Sovereign first, just so my opponent can plainly see on board that it's game over. Turns out drawing 3 Vampire Sovereigns is pretty good. Let's watch our opponent here, fumbling with blockers. Delightfully entertaining for all of us. And there we go. Boom. I do believe that's our 5th win on this account, so that means another bright shiny pack for us to open up. And an orb to spend, lest we forget. Claim prizes, thank you very much. Now, if you're wondering what the plan is for our gold, by the way, I do like drafting, so every 5,000 gold will be turning into a draft. And then gems that we accumulate will probably be turning into a draft. Or possibly, maybe, if we get good results and end up with quite a lot of gems, saving up for a sealed event every 3 months or so. Yeah, put some more orbs into the black deck. Maybe I'll jam a Plague Crafter in. We don't need any more 6-drops. It already feels a little heavy on those. Does clicking upgrade deck jam them straight into the deck? Do I have 63 cards now? Sure hope not. No, good. I'm terrible at remembering card names, so I'm just gonna say, show me a 3-drop black creature. It did jam it into the deck. But there's still only 60 cards. It took out... Oh? Suddenly the Playcraft is in the deck, but I have no idea what he replaced. A hired blade, okay, that's fine. What else was there? Deathbloom Thalids, I'm pretty okay with them. And the Gravewaker got jammed in as well. What did that replace? Damn you, Magic Arena, for messing with my deck. They took out Icon Cointel, what they took out. Still, kind of feels a little on the high side. Probably lose the Debtor's Transport or something. I'll go with something a little lower down the curve if we have anything. 2 bodies for 2 mana. It's not amazing. We haven't got anything to do with those bodies. They took out my Sky Marchers. How dare you? I love my Sky Marchers. They're going right back in. And I'm not actually the biggest fan of Open the Graves. People can play around it quite easily. So, take out a 5-drop and a 6-drop, put in 3 drops.
If you know someone you want to play with, you can challenge them here.
And play one more round. A slight time constraint here, so this might have to be the final match with this deck for today. We will revisit it when we've opened a fair number of additional packs, and we will hopefully make it a little bit better each time that we return to it. Or just scrap it entirely and build a black deck from scratch. Sure, 3 lands, cards. I have trouble saying no to 3 lands and 3 drops. Let's hope this game is a little snappier than the last one. Apparently not. Snappy is not on our opponent's agenda. Okay, mono green. No Llanowar Elves on turn 1, so that's something. Flash in the Hired Blade, or nah. Deathbloom Thallid. We could always get some kind of tricky value out of flashing in that thing. It's possible. What do you got for us, opponent? What have you eventually got for us? Cathode ray? Sounds unpleasant. Whatever it is. Well. Swing out. I don't mind if he trades with the 2-2 here. Maybe we can chew up his 1-1 for free on the swing back. It's just gonna chump. Okay. We're not under much pressure. I'm going to play the Dusk Legion Zealot and try and find lands to get up to these 5 and 6s. Another Vampire Sovereign. It's one part of this black deck I do like. Siege Flyro. My dork, my precious dork. He is no more. It's starting to very much look like a Saproling's deck. Very much look like a Saproling's deck. We may now turn on the defensive. Murders, Hired Blades. Who knows what we'll do on their turn? Something black and evil. Next. So often I find myself hurting for lands. Please, magic gods. Is one more too much to ask? Speaking of good things to moida, I'll make this trade because they've got way more ball presence than us. We need to take some of the pressure off. And then the Thalid on the Orc can eat a murder. Come on, lad. Number 5, off the top. Plaguecrafter. In a matchup that is terrible for Plaguecrafters. Well, leave up murder again, and potentially flash in the high blade to eat a 1/1. Yep, this Plaguecrafter is looking pretty god-awful. He wants these saplings, he wants to pump them up with lords and sacrifice them and all sorts, so let's just not allow that to happen. Oh, Child of Night. I mean, I guess so. Don't want to play this Plaguecrafter, it's just so wretched. Maybe there's a world where his board ends up clear and then he plays something we can force him to sacrifice. Well, these 1/1s aren't really that scary if he doesn't find a lord. Or 2 lords, because we can kill 1. Gonna keep trading off him. Because if he just has a bunch of 1/1s and we've got our big flyers out, oh boy. Is it Plaguecrafter time just to kill 1 of them? Because we really want to save this murder in case of a lord. I guess we just bump off Plaguecrafter. Maybe we get him back later with a Gravedigger and play him again. Get him down to 6 power to 5. Strong turn, strong turn. Come on. You're a 25 land deck. There's plenty of little landies hiding in you. Come on, you little tickle. Come on. There's a good deck. Be good to us, because we're good to you. We put cards in you that are better than the crappy ones that were in you before. We upgrade you. Be nice to us in return. What horrors is our opponent for us? Vicious Offering. He sacked a creature even though I'm pretty sure he didn't have to. We've met some players tonight, I swear. There have been some players, alright. Oh, come on. Land! Tapped land. I'm so glad I put those in the deck. I'm so happy in this moment. End of turn, I'm going to be murdering just about anything. Well, do I need to really? If we get to now go Sovereign, maybe then a Bugger, whatever his bleeding name is. Maybe we don't need to fire it off just yet. I could slam the Bugger, but I do want to get these down. I want to get that life in the bank. Could have another Vicious Offering. I'd rather he use it on these guys than on this guy. Although, his ability doesn't do an awful lot when your opponent is basically empty-handed. Am I glad I didn't fire off that murder just yet. We are now very glad, everybody, that we didn't do that. Also very glad that this ability doesn't stick around when he leaves the battlefield. These are going to be 1/1s again soon, so let's bump off the bigger creature. Gets another one. Can't stop any of this stuff happening. Oh, beautiful. We can just live a little longer. No attacks. Life total way too low. If we can just fade a removal spell or a burdened force. Well, everybody, I've been Magic Mike, and that is our upgraded black deck. Yeah, we could be in trouble. Getting 1/1s, getting to explore with them. I mean, the Vengeance Vampire can trade with the Burden Force if he attacks. Do we just start swinging here? I mean, if he has a removal spell, we're just dead, right? So let's just try and push back. If he crashes the Burden Force into the Vengeance Vampire, we get 4 life back, we destroy it. We're alive. Tidied Omnivore. Another terrifying threat to deal with once the Burden Force has been dealt with. Vicious Offering? Not yet. Opponent thinks about attacking and then thinks twice. I think our plan remains the same. Keep swinging with Vampire Sovereigns and keep slamming Vampire Sovereigns. Opponent's down at 8. I mean, dead next turn, right? If he keeps the Tidied Omnivores around, it doesn't throw them away trying to find a removal spell. Does that change anything? No. Think maybe we might have got this. Don't want to speak too soon because there's a lot of stuff going on the board, but we'll chump that, go up to 11. Get hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't have trample, right? No. So I think, well, it depends what his last card is. If it's nothing, we might have this. If it's nothing. Opponent suspects we have another Vampire Sovereign on us now because he is sacking dorks to gain life. And we kill the Omnivore here or the Verdant Force itself. Because the Omnivore can gain lots of life. have to sacrifice his whole board to do it. I think just the Force's ability to keep popping out creatures is too good. It has to go. The Omnivore isn't much without creatures to sacrifice. Nine mana. But I can still sacrifice a whole load of dorks to gain life. If he sacrifices everything and swings, he'll be able to put this up to a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we'd be dead, so we have to block. Possibly I should have attacked with 2 creatures there. It keeps making creatures to keep gaining life. Keeps sacking dorks, keeps gaining 2. Not sure this ends well for us. It's just a casual 10-10. No biggie. Maybe he was right to leave 2 blockers back. Because he'd just been able to gain so much life. We were never going to get him close to death, really. Gravedigger, get back. Vampire Sovereign. Yep, that works. And then we have 2 blockers, so I think we can swim with both here. Gravedigger was a pretty damn sweet draw. Sorry, Bogros. I'm not going to see the battlefield this game, by the looks of things. Vampire Sovereign. Opponent's out of saplings to sack, so we can't gain life from those. Do we get there? Why is he eyeing up my Vampire Sovereign? What do you think you're playing at, boy? Or girl? Well, we can live without 2/2. If you flashed in Spore Swarm and sacrificed everything, would he win? If you have to sacrifice 5 creatures, gain 6 life. Get 6 life, and a load of life. Exploring doesn't do much here. We're nearly there, folks. check his hand with a dress before we swing out, because you never know. And whew, we got there. That was close. I was not expecting that. Ooh, those games went quite long. I think that will do it for us today. Next time we will be attacking, let's say, the green deck and upgrading it and seeing if we can get some wins with that as well. I've been Magic Mike, and it's been a pleasure speaking with all of you.